What makes a character tragic? I think that the first inclination is to make it a further extension of sadness, but in my opinion, that's selling it short. There's an element of hopelessness that needs to be included to make the leap from sad to tragic. Moments are sad, entire characters are tragic. When I was recently watching through Blue Box, Hina was the character that I far and away felt was the most interesting. Her Sisyphean effort to get Taiki to love her back was agonizing. Blue Box is a show that takes its time with everything it does. So the 25 episodes of season 1 were essentially a case study in how long you could drag out a romance that was doomed to be one-sided. When Taiki finally told her that he couldn't reciprocate her feelings, it really was like a knife being driven through both Hina's heart and our own. Seeing Hina struggle against the world to be with Taiki reminded me of another character I've seen, Yuki from Horimiya. Yuki also is a complete embodiment of tragedy, someone who feels eternally at a distance from the one that she loves. My brain was quick to tie these two characters together on the basis of how they made me feel. And yet, upon closer inspection, the building blocks of their individual tragedies are fundamentally different. These comparisons really interest me, where the results are nearly the same, but the recipes are nothing like each other. So let's dive into two different approaches to crafting a tragic character, using Yuki and Hina as our case studies. And I have a surprise at the end of this episode. I'm not going to spoil it, but just know it's unlike anything I've ever done before. I hope you'll stick around. Let's start with Hina. Almost immediately, we understand her and the situation she's in. It's clear that she likes Taiki, and to us as an audience, it's clear that this is a fight she cannot win. The way that the show positions everything, it's obvious that she is doomed to be a foil to Chinatsu, someone that ends up pushing Taiki and Chinatsu closer together, rather than further apart. The first tragic part of her character is how she too seems to understand this. Not in a meta way, obviously, but she knows about Taiki's interest in Chinatsu from the start. Worse yet, she's a good enough friend to Taiki that she wants to support him, even in something against her own interests. This is torture, but it's only the half of it. Despite the chips being stacked against her in a million little ways, Hina can't give up on her love. Not only does she not give up, she slowly, agonizingly pushes for what she wants. Even when every other part of her is trying to hold her back, her heart wins out. She asks Taiki to the festival, confesses her love to him, offers to kiss him during play rehearsal. She's a brave character, pushing time and time again through all of the emotions that would keep someone from putting themselves out there over and over. And the worst part of it all is that it almost works. Taiki does have feelings for her, and they grow in large part because of her efforts. But of course, as we knew from the first moment, Hina cannot win. The boulder is always doomed to roll back down the hill. But not on account of anything she did. Hina did everything that she could. She was kind, caring, and selfless. It's the world, the very structure of the story she's trapped in, that is holding her back. The tragedy is that she can never do enough. But make no mistake, the strength she has to roll that boulder up the hill at all is admirable. It would be easy to leave it at the bottom, save the time and energy. Without all of that wasted effort though, her devastation at Taiki's rejection would feel hollow. Instead, it's the opposite. We've seen all of the progress she's made through this season, and all of it is gone in a snap. It's brutal. It's also great, in a sad way. Now for the flip side, with Yuki from Horimiya. Yuki begins as a classic anime side character. She provides comic relief, quippy dialogue, and generally supports the more major characters. But starting with episode 7, we begin to dig deeper into who she is. And once we do, her character is laid bare almost immediately. Yuki keeps herself from speaking up for anything that she wants. As a result, she lives in a liminal space, wanting things but never reaching out to grab them. This makes her bitter, and her cheery demeanor is quickly revealed to be a facade. She can be mean, but she's not delusional about her own shortcomings. In fact, her self-resentment may override everything else. It's a vicious cycle, each trip around it reinforcing every step afterwards. Yuki is constantly settling for the bare minimum, hoping that she can back her way into a relationship with Toru. The most tragic thing about her is that her self-deprecation blinds her entirely to the things before her very eyes. She could probably have everything that she wants, desperately desires, if she would just speak up. At nearly every turn, she's met with positive reinforcement from those around her, and yet she is still frozen in place. Frozen is being too forgiving, perhaps. Yuki will take action, but not in a positive way. When she turns down Yanagi, rather than using this as an opportunity to grow her relationship with Toru, or even just take the compliment, she needs to clarify with him whether he actually meant that he liked her and not Hori. This complete and utter lack of ego is astounding, and makes it impossible not to pity Yuki. Every development around her life feels more in spite of her efforts rather than because of them. In a world full of friends, Yuki is her own worst enemy. Self-denial is the defining characteristic of her tragedy, truly trapped in a cage of her own creation. Now it's time to address the elephant in the room, the one flaw in my comparison that I'm sure you've already thought of. There's one huge difference between Yuki and Hina. Yuki ends up getting what she wanted, right? She and Toru end up together at the end of the day. Well, first of all, do they really? The show implies so, and I believe it, but not exactly in the concrete relationship terms that Yuki probably wants. But besides that, let's return to the very beginning of this video, when I said what tragedy means to me. It's a hopelessness, a dooming of our tragic characters that things are not going to change. Yuki is still tragic to me because she hasn't changed. Maybe a little on the margins, but not at her core. At the end of the day, she still can't speak up, say what she wants with her full chest. Her ending is fitting. She's with Toru, but not as satisfyingly as she could be. In fact, I would go as far as to say that Hina ends up a less tragic character than Yuki. She has the courage to tell Taiki fully how she feels. And though that means she takes the full force of his rejection, there's hope that she can recover. Yuki is stuck, receiving just enough of what she wants to put up with it. If that's not a tragic situation, I don't know what is. Yuki and Hina are two characters that really rip my heart out whenever I see their shows, and for two completely different reasons. Hina does everything she can to win over Taiki, conquering mountain after mountain internally to try to get what she wants, and yet it can never be enough. Yuki, on the other hand, holds herself back from everything that she wants. Her fear has a vice grip on her heart, preventing her from all of the wonderful things she could have if she were just to speak up. Two entirely different approaches to tragedy, but equally effective. Both make me intensely sad to see their stories play out, but in an admiring way. Your storytelling has to be great to make something so affecting, and these two are perfect examples of that. This also ends the first episode of the second main series on my channel, Split Screen. I really enjoy drawing comparisons between shows, so that's what I will be doing here every Monday. I hope you'll follow along for the rest of the episodes, and drop suggestions for shows you want to see compared in the comments below. Okay, and now for the surprise that I teased earlier. So a little bit about me personally, I used to make music a lot, but stopped a few years ago. Recently though, I've been inspired to pick it back up. Then I had the idea to incorporate this into the channel somehow. I thought, what better idea than to make the songs thematically connected to some of the shows I'm talking about, and commission an AMV using the shows in question. Sounds like a blast at the very least for me, so that's what I did. I was really lucky to work with Somber for the AMV, a super talented video producer. The song is about someone caught in a hot and cold romantic situation. You can see the connecting threads already, I'm sure. This video will end with the music video, so if you enjoy either the song or the video in general, please consider liking and subscribing to stay in the loop. I'm SlamAnime, and I hope you enjoy.
I hardly
wish I didn't need you, but your grip on me is endless. I swear you make me senseless. I wish I made you nervous, the way you make me nervous. I wish I gave you purpose, you lean on me when hurting. And by the way, right away, there's things I wanna say, there's things I wanna. By the way, when you really piss me off and I think I'll call things off, it's not okay. I'm at the end of all my rope, I swear that it's no hope, but right away, when I see you flash that grin, yeah, you're roping me back in. I guess I'll let you in again. You're always in my dreams, but when you get close to me, I snap awake. I kinda hate the way I burn it in my brain. You're hot and you're cold, I'm high when you're low. We're on different pages, I just want you close. I'm pathetic for you, you know. And by the way, right away, there's things I wanna say, there's things I wanna. By the way, when you really piss me off and I think I'll call things off, it's not okay. I'm at the end of all my rope, I swear that it's no hope, but right away, when I see you flash that grin, yeah, you're roping me back in. I guess I'll let you in again. I'm giving it up, I spent all my love, there's no use in fighting, you got your time. I'm giving you yeses, 'cause I can't say no.